and welcome to another one of our reviews for the Overlook Film Festival. Today we're going to be talking about a series of shorts in a film called Nightmare Cinema.
And this one is done by some pretty big directors. We've got David Slade, Joe Dante, and a bunch of others who've done really cool stuff like Gremlins, 30 Days of Night, Hard Candy. So I was kind of excited to see this one, and as you get with almost every horror anthology I've ever seen, there's a vast discrepancy in quality and content.
Yeah, I mean, some of these were a lot of fun. Some of them were a little bit more ambiguous. Some of them were very straightforward. Overall, the 5 different shorts had a kind of an overall theme, which I quite enjoyed. But the first one that we're going to talk about was called The Thing in the Woods, and it was like a slasher movie.
Yeah, and just to go back a little bit, all of these people that are going into the Nightmare Cinema find themselves being projected on the screen. It starts out with this really pretty girl, and she ends up in a slasher movie as this welder guy is coming after her. Mm-hmm. And it's very over-the-top, hardcore slasher.
Yeah, it has a lot of special effects in it, and a lot of blood. It does the classical slasher thing where they're kind of making fun of themselves.
Yeah, where people are like, oh, I'm going to take the shotgun because he blah, 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 and you just miss your opportunity to kill the killer and so on.
Talking too much, monologuing.
Yep. So, there's just a lot of the standard slasher stuff, and then they end up subverting that at the end and turning it into kind of a cool sci-fi idea. Mm-hmm. So, I felt like they were going to do that with this one because it was too slasher.
Yeah.
It was a little too on the nose, and then, they changed it into something that it wasn't. And it had some really crazy practical effects that were kind of awesome. And then some CGI spiders that were still pretty good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for being a 20-minute or so short.
Yeah, and I would say that these averaged about 15 to 20 minutes. It felt long because we were in there for 2 hours or so I think some of them might have been slightly longer. And Mickey Rourke is the projectionist between things, and you can tell that they had him on set for a day or so.
Yeah.
It was just a very quick things with him.
He was great. He's
a weirdo.
I loved Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I've loved him since Sin City, as that Marv character. He's gotten punched in the head a few too many times. And I think he's gotten a lot of plastic surgery, which is something we'll be talking about here, I think, in the third one.
Second one. The next one is called, you just said it,
Miriri or something like that?
Miri, yeah. We don't know the exact names of these. We tried to kind of keep on top of it, but it was a little bit hard because they were very quick one after another.
You'd see 3 seconds on a marquee and it would just move on.
Mm-hmm. But the next one was reminiscent of a old Twilight Zone episode where a woman is kind of forced or coerced into getting a lot of plastic surgery. And this one was a lot of fun because it had some special effects, some other stuff. Yeah. It was kind of more psychological.
Psychological horror for sure. The girl had a slight scar on her cheek, and the guy that she was head over heels for was oh, let's just go get that fixed. And then he starts poking at other things and we'll just we'll fix the chin, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. And you know exactly where it's going, but that doesn't keep it from being squicky and gross and crazy in a lot of ways. So I definitely enjoyed this short. I'm not sure it's the strongest on here, but it didn't drag anything down.
Yeah, no, the special effects at the very end of it, I actually saw the makeup for it on Instagram a while ago, and it was kind of a treat to see it on the big screen and see what it was for, but it was relatively good.
Yeah, with those special effects, it's always cool to see, because a normal Instagram picture, a lot of times they don't have it perfectly lit and everything, so you're seeing the edges of it, and then to see it on film, you're getting to the actual finished product is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Now the third one I think really missed the note for me. We don't know the exact name for it, but a priest walks into the cinema and the story takes place at some sort of convent or whatnot with children,
it's an
Catholic school, orphanage, and it was very gory and it had to do with possession.
Yeah, it was basically a demon named Mashit.
Mashit, yeah, They had definitely fun poking at themselves with this one, but
I mean, how often do you get to see a Catholic priest grab a sword and lop off at least 20 kids' heads?
Yeah, not very often.
Like it's one where like they were just, if it was full on over the top. There was some imagery that was supposed to be creepier than it is. I think people overestimate the idea of like someone laughing being creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare that that's actually creepy. It's like a kid on the roof doing all that sort of stuff. Like, the effects were fine. I liked that the priest was basically just full on like hooking up with the nuns and everything. Like, it was just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have that big of a problem with this, but it wasn't as cohesive of a story. It was basically, this is how we get a priest to kill everybody.
Yeah. And they did have one particular scene that I thought was actually creepy, whereas the rest of them didn't have any creepy feels to it. They were just good shorts. Well, actually, no, the fourth one I thought was really good. But there was this scene where the camera's looking down a hallway, and you can barely see a demon just standing there. And he's kind of moving and everything, but it's obvious that the girl in the scene doesn't see it, and I thought that was really good imagery.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about what the character sees, it's what we see near the character.
Yeah.
And that was just a really good shot.
Yeah. That's all I have to say for that one.
Yeah, like we're trying not to say everything that happens in these ones, but
yeah,
they're short, so you can knock them out real quick.
Now this next one I adored. We're just calling it the black and white short because we didn't catch the name of it. It has the woman from Haunting of Hill House in it.
And Gerald's Game.
And Gerald's, no, that's not the same one.
Is it not?
No.
I swear it was the same one.
No.
Oh well.
No, not her.
Definitely Haunting of Hill
He's
House.
wrong. Yeah. She was in Twilight.
Was she?
Yes. But this one was, I thought this was a great short. It had a very confined space for where the story takes place. It progressed. It had a little ambiguity, that's not the right word, but with what was actually going on, and they kind of hinted at it, but they left you wondering, and it was creepy.
This one is steeped in style.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the way things progress where everything just gets dirty and everything is separated, and it's dealing with the idea of someone accidentally transcending into a different dimension, or it could be just a complete like psychotic break. There's a lot of really cool stuff here, and it had some of the best makeup effects too. Like, it's hard to make eyes look right whenever they're doing that much distortion and replacement and everything. And like the way it gleamed, the way it moved, everything looked great for that.
Mm-hmm. They put probably just a little bit of CGI over their special effects makeup, and it was so good.
Yeah, there was never a part where it felt like
Fake.
Yeah, jilted or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt for this woman. You could just feel this sad confusion in everything she was doing. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this short. Like,
yeah, this one was great. It was it started, I think just the first maybe 30 seconds was in color. Yeah, and then as soon as you get into the actual short, it was all black and white, and it worked so well for the set that they were in and whatnot. And she did an amazing job. She's a great actress, and she definitely sold this whole bit. It was really good.
It was just very stark and isolating and fascinating. Like, they did such a good job on this one.
Yeah. And now moving on to the last one. It's actually called Dead. I got that.
Yep.
It's called Dead, and it takes place where a boy witnesses his dad and mom getting shot.
Yeah, like basically it's a carjacking, and because the kid sees this guy's face, he ends up taking a shot at the kid too. And like, this one is probably, as far as like a quality and singular story, it might be the most comprehensive and like well done. But
it actually progresses.
Yeah, like this one, it was probably also the longest. I think this one might have been about 30 minutes. And you've just got this kid in his recovery dealing with the fact that people in the hospital don't want to talk about what happened to his parents because it's uncomfortable for them. And you've got a lot of really cool, just dialogue-driven moments with him and this other person named Casey, and seeing the dead, and lots of really well-done stuff, I think.
He was a great actor. For being a little boy, maybe 13, 14 years old, he did a great job for selling tragedy and like sorrow and confusion and all that stuff and fear. He did a great job. That little boy did an amazing job.
If they ever do Miles Morales in a Marvel movie, they need to cast that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all I could think of. Is like that kid reminds me so much of Miles Morales from the Spider-Man series.
Yeah, and this was a great kind of being hunted short, and I thought the ending was really well done. You know, it had some sort of resolution, but really it didn't. And this boy's life has changed for the rest of his living life.
Yeah, and it's rare to see a short that actually can stuff that much in there without seeming too frantic. Mm-hmm. And I think they did a good job with that.
They did a really good job with it.
Like that was what was the name of the guy? I'm pulling it up real quick.
What guy?
That short was done by Mick Garris, who also runs a podcast. He was actually at this festival and he was talking a little bit beforehand. Props to him for being able to make one of the better, more comprehensive ones. Mm-hmm. I wish we knew the name of the black and white one. And the list I have of the directors only tells which one. Like, it doesn't say which person did that one. Yeah, They didn't do it in sequence. So overall, if you enjoy anthology series, I think you could definitely do a lot worse than Nightmare Cinema. It was a decent horror series. I've seen a lot of these. They always have like some overarching story that kind of links them together. Like the Christmas Story one with William Shatner might have done a better job in the end of like making a cohesive story out of all the different stories. But this never really got in the way. It was just kind of a cool little thing in between.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot of fun. If you get the chance to watch it, it's good for popping up on the TV while you're kind of going about the house. For sure, watch the black and white one, which we don't have the name for, and Dead. Took the show by far.
Yeah, the last two were definitely the best two.
Yep. And of course, like and subscribe to our channel, and if you want to get notifications, always click that bell. And if you really like what we're doing, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/humanechoes, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.